Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcoin Guides, bringing my guide for Metroid Dread, 0% items on Dread difficulty. Today we are doing part 2 entitled Sparta Magnet. I thought it was Phantom Cloak, I got it wrong. So now that we have Charge Beam, we can finally open up Charge Beam doors, basically the non-glowing yellow doors. Something you'll notice that's new, this first area, that guy's going to appear. Just Charge Beam him, shoot him a couple times. These guys right here, just Charge Beam, stand, careful distance, that kind of thing. Now we run down here. And then we'll have our first, well, not really new enemy because we saw him early in the early part, but somebody that's kind of a bit more annoying is that guy that shoots out, like, the green blobs. Coming back into here, you got this guy, but there's no cutscene, and usually for them, I just charge beam and just spam shots. So, one thing that charge beam allows you to have is whenever you do a spin jump, which basically is a forward or backward jump, not just a neutral jump. So, like, you have to hold forward or backward in order for it to activate. Charge Beam in a lot of Metroid games, and including this game, have the ability, like when you're charging and you jump, you can land into somebody and usually kill them. It depends on the enemy, though. It's not every enemy. It's usually like very lightweight enemies. So enemies like these, right now that we're fighting, these guys can be killed by a Charge Beam charge. And once you kill them with a Charge Beam, well, I guess you could say Charge Beam jump. Once you kill them with that, you lose out on your Charge Beam. So keep that in mind, too, if you're not familiar with the charge beam mechanics. But yeah, sorry about last episode being kind of like huge dump of like stuff and trying to explain what's going on, which I should have made a prerequisite video for it, making sure that people understand like what's going to happen, what I'm doing, and all that stuff, rather than just putting it all in one video and not explaining almost everything that we need to do, because Metroid Dread has a lot going on at all times. Like even right now I'm being chased by the Emmy, and this is, very unfortunate. Luckily it's Emmy number 2, so he's not that great at chasing you. At least basically it should be Emmy number 2, I think so. Either way, he's not that great at like catching up or anything, so it's not really a big deal. Kind of slow, and then just run a few rooms, that kind of thing, and eventually they'll just give up chase. Emmys can pretty much sense you, where they can like hear you, like if you shoot or whatever, or if you like make jumps, then you'll probably get spotted. Welcome to the David Jaffe room, which is kind of ironic because one of the people that made one of my favorite game franchises happens to be, unfortunately not happy about Dread, at least that part. So basically in that room, that specific room that I named, which I think most people probably named by now, yeah, just shoot up where the enemies are, and you'll find your way back up. And of course, avoid the missile on the bottom. Those little floating, those new bat types, those guys, they're a bit irritating. I'd say I would also recommend probably not going for a parry. Of course, if you want to go out of your way to learn parry times for like every enemy, that's perfectly fine, and that will save you a ton of trouble. However, for me though, I'd rather just not have to deal with them outright and just charge beam shot, because usually one charge beam is good enough. So, checkpoint system. This is how it works. Save rooms are a checkpoint. The rooms where Adam talks to you, if you save your game in those, that's a checkpoint. Map rooms, that's a checkpoint. And get this magma, relocator thing I just activated, that's a checkpoint. Boss rooms are a checkpoint. If you die in a boss, you go to a room before. That includes like, the Guardian boss guys and the Chozo statue guys. That includes those as well. And on top of that, welcome back to the David Jaffe room. I have to make that joke every time. I'm sorry. It's like a thing I have to do. So, yeah, save rooms. And then here's the crazy part. Emmy rooms. When you enter or even exit. Why'd that hurt to say? When you enter / exit an Emmy area, let's just say that, or Emmy door, whatever you want to call it. When you exit or enter, you will get a checkpoint. So if you were to die right there, you would start from the room before that door that you entered. Make sense? So there's that. Keep that in mind. When you know where all the checkpoints are, it makes Dread mode just a little bit easier. And again, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier in the last part, which was that Dread is, for the most part, for what it's worth, a very huge knowledge check game. Yeah, skill is involved, but like knowing where to go, knowing who's going to be in that room, and respecting that room, which is something I don't think I got to talk about too much because I kind of ran out of time. 9-minute video, what do you expect? Which I'm about to run out of time now. So real quick, before I talk about that, this is basically the mother brain systems. I don't remember their names, but it's basically just mother brain type guys. Charge beam, rockets, they work. You can use charge beam on the donuts to kill them to get missiles. And basically just stand in one place and watch where that laser is. Wherever that laser is pointing up, he'll usually shoot in like a specific timed pattern. So just wait for him. Don't worry about the donuts too much. I believe you can use a charge beam to save yourself, a charge beam jump to save yourself from getting hit from a donut. I think so. At least a screw attack, I believe you can, for sure. But either way, you basically destroy the armor with charge beam or missiles, and then after that, you can shoot the flesh brain, and there you go. So for this Emmy, I run back into this hallway right here, because typically with Emmys, at least the second one that we need to take down, you have to use the Omega Stream in order to destroy it. And of course, you got to shoot the head, and then eventually, the head will blow up. After the head's exploded, the head armor exploded, and you can, use the Omega Blast to take out the enemy completely. He gives you like every Emmy gives you like a few seconds when they go from the prowler position, I guess, to the standing position. So there's that. But anyway, back to I guess what I was talking about. Yeah, but basically Metroid Dread is huge about like knowledge check. It's huge about respecting rooms. Respecting rooms basically means understanding where the enemies are going to be at and understanding what enemies you're going to have to deal with. So that way, when you're getting into that room, every time, you know for a fact, okay, I know where these guys are. And then after you've kind of respected the room, eventually you'll probably learn and be like, oh, okay, so there's that. So this right here, I was supposed to pause, and edit out the part, but I'm going to get to the save room because my brain was trying to figure out how am I going to do these videos. So from now on, when I get an upgrade, we're going to go to the nearest save room that I can find. And then from that nearest save room, we're going to head to the next upgrade in the next part. So that's how I'm going to do that. So this right here, just, kind of spider magnet up the wall. This is something that Metroid Dread makes possible, at least with spider magnet, which you can do a singular wall jump, which is something you can't do for most, you can't do for any of the regular walls, only just spider magnet walls. And Fusion also didn't have one wall jump either. It's more like a Super Metroid Zero Mission kind of thing. So there's that. They're going to get rid of that. But anyway, that's it for this part. See you guys in the next one. And as always, take care, everybody.